Before Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Olha Bihar was a lawyer working for a firm in Kyiv while completing her PhD in tax law. 15 months later, the 31-year-old is a commander of a mortar unit, an artillery officer and a veteran of the Battle of Bakhmut, with the call sign Witch. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will talk about a brave Ukrainian commander who fight and serve for his nation in the line of battlefield. But before we continue, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys. And as I promise, if I monetized, I will donate to the charity of poor people. Make sure to subscribe and help me to reach my first 1,000 subscribers. So without further ado, let's get started. Olha's unit spent 5 months on the front lines of the Battle of Bakhmut, fighting Russian forces in one of the bloodiest battles of the 21st century. In Bakhmut, you understand that your life and all things that you thought before were important are not important. You see buildings and houses blowing up and people dying, and you understand at that moment that we have something more important than money, than real estate, than cars. We have a very important things, our freedom, democracy and law, she said. As well as launching artillery at Russian forces, Olha has been publishing videos on TikTok about life on the front lines. But how a young nun became a warrior. On February 24th last year, Olha woke to the sound of Russian missiles hitting Ukraine's capital. She went to her 18-year-old brother's room and asked him if he wanted to leave the city. And he said, "No, I want to defend my country," she said. The next day, Olha, her brother and mother, joined a long queue and enlisted with Ukraine's armed forces. Her mother and brother are now serving as combat medics. As she prepares for the much-anticipated counteroffensive, the junior lieutenant has an extra sense of motivation. She is fighting for a better future for her 7-year-old son. He has spent the past 15 months living with his aunt in another country. 1 week before the invasion, I got information that Russia was ready for war, she said. So I just bought the tickets, and I told my son that it's better to be in a safe place. For him, it's a little bit difficult because he likes his school, his friends, and he is asking me every time, "Mom, when I can go back home?" Olha's unit, which serves inside the 241st Brigade, fought against the notorious Wagner mercenary group and other battalions from the Russian armed forces. Wagner famously recruited murderers, rapists, and drug dealers from inside the Russian prison system. Their founder Yevgeny Prigozhin has estimated that 20,000 of their troops died in the city. Previously, Wagner mercenaries have been accused of filming the execution of 2 of their recruits with sledgehammers after they allegedly deserted their units. Olha described Wagner units as the most cruel and mad she came up against and said they forced their own troops at gunpoint to demine her unit's defensive positions. They were using people for demining territories. That's medieval. They were doing it to make a hole in our defense and then to attack our positions, she says. Behind them were guys with machine guns in case they decided to go back, their commanders would kill them. To explain why she made the sacrifice of being separated from her son, Olha quoted her younger brother who had just won a law scholarship to study at Kyiv University. "My brother said, I don't want to study law because we don't need to study law if Russia comes to our country. There is no law in Russia and people have no rules," she said. "So we have to defend our country, and then we can think about the future." Olha's family are originally from Kramatorsk in the Donbass region of eastern Ukraine. She was there when Russian-backed separatists seized government buildings in 2014 at the beginning of the war. For her, this is another motivation to stay and fight. "I was a witness to Russian crimes, military crimes in 2014 when they entered our territories and took control," she said. While fighting in Bakhmut, Olha became a hit on TikTok, gaining over 130,000 followers to her daily dispatches from the front lines. With her growing online following, the woman known as Witch has become one of the faces of Ukraine's resistance against Russian invaders. Soon, she expects to be involved in Ukraine's counteroffensive, which could begin at any moment. Olha said her unit is confident they and the rest of Ukraine's armed forces can do the job when the time comes. We have the support of our allies. We have good weapons. We have high motivation. We have really good people who know how to fight, with good battle experience, she said. So I'm sure that the counter-offensive will be successful. Until now, Olha Bihar, serving in the military as a commander of a mortar unit in Ukrainian military. Pray for both country, and I hope the war ends. If you reach this video, type salute in the comment section. I hope you liked this video, and if you want any suggestions, stories like this, comment down below. And also, don't forget to subscribe. Have a blessed day, and see you in the next video.